The NFL's not blackballing Kaepernick, he just sucks. My friend Al disagrees, and we discuss. Check it out. I don't understand why they would blackball him, though. The guy's garbage. I mean, and you have to weigh in the baggage. That's baggage, dude.
Baggage.
Like what?
We got people that played in this league been accused of rape and murder and everything else. That's baggage. The reason this baggage is certain.
No. Say Alan or Aaron Rodgers took a knee to protest something. You think the Packers would cut him loose?
No.
Because he can play.
Not just that. He can play, but guess what? He's not a black player. Hate to bring the color into it, but if Kaepernick would have been a white player doing that, I don't think we'd have this much of disgust and outrage as we.
That's why it's coming up. It's because of the racial aspect of it.
It's almost all aspects of everything. It's unfortunately, but it plays into a lot of.
So a point that Cowherd was bringing up this morning was that Tim Tebow didn't get another shot as a starting quarterback. I mean, the Jets traded for him, but they threw him on the special teams thing. But he has baggage.
But the difference between...
Because of that right-wing fanatical...
Yeah, but but
Tebow has a winning record as a starting quarterback.
Did you see how he... But you got to look.
Kaepernick's 3-16.
You got to look at the eye test with Kaepernick. With Tebow. Could he even throw the ball? He was the worst passing quarterback I ever seen. And Denver wasn't winning them games because of him. He played lousy.
Yeah, the number one rushing offense.
He played lousy for the whole game up until the last 2 minutes. Basically, some teams out there right now, what they should have did with Tebow was treat it like a baseball game. Have Tebow come in and be your closer. Come in for the last drive. Tebow was good on the last drive.
Yeah, the highest quarterback rating in the league.
He was good. Somebody should have put him on the bench and brought him in as a closer to sort of like baseball, bring you closer, bring Tebow in the closer. You know what? Some of the GMs, you got to think outside of the box.
But it's the baggage.
The baggage.
With Tebow. He has baggage too.
Hey, you know what? Baggage get left off of you, forgot about if you win.
He had a winning record as a starter. Won a playoff game. He had the number one rushing offense and a 21st ranked defense.
He had one good game in his whole miserable career.
Well, that wasn't very long. It did get miserable with the
He
Jets.
was awful. He was awful. But I'm just saying,
Kaepernick.
It's hard to use this to try to say that Kaepernick got... I mean, it's hard to say that Tebow got blackballed in a sense because he did get a couple of other tryouts and stuff. But when I'm saying this about Kaepernick is a lot of people feel that he still got potential to do something. And so far, he's not...
I think he could be a backup quarterback.
I think so, too. But you know what? Right now, they're signing backup quarterbacks, and ain't nobody signed him.
But he's got the baggage.
Baggage is overrated. In this league...
Well, if you can play and you have baggage,
the Raiders,
doesn't matter.
signed Alden Smith.
It's like Adrian...
And look at all the baggage he had. And still got baggage... And he's got luggage.
They thought he could play.
He could play.
Well, nobody thinks Kaepernick can play.
Nobody thinks Kaepernick can play is because they're blackballing.
It's not worth a backup quarterback to bring that in. Just we're going to talk about Adrian Peterson. Because the Raiders are, I don't know if they're actually thinking about bringing him in or not, but there's a rumor that that's out there. Even when he had his whole child abuse thing, the Vikings still had him on the roster.
Did they have him on the roster? Did they, well, you know, he's a Hall of Famer.
They kept him. Oh, because he can play.
Because he can play.
That's the problem with Kaepernick.
And so, no, he ain't never been considered a Hall of Famer. When you can play The problem is
Kaepernick had one good year. Even the year after,
I think he had 2 good years.
Even the year after, when they lost to Seattle in the NFC Championship game, the defense was all-time great, but the offense was horrible, terrible, worst red zone offense in the league.
You know what went wrong with
third down percent, like bottom third in the.
You know what went wrong with
bottom
that?
Quarter.
You know what went wrong with that? You guys was running. You guys was playing good, and you sort of pulled to Seattle.
It ain't Cap.
Your running back.
Cap.
Your running back was running wild in that game. He ran the ball all the way down.
Are we talking about the Super Bowl now?
He ran the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line. He had to ran a play for about 20 yards, then another 30-yard play. He's having a good game. You guys dropped back 3 straight times trying to throw a pass, and you didn't give him the ball like one time. You did just like Seattle did when they didn't give the ball a beast mode, and it cost you. That's because all these offensive coordinators and stuff, they want the quarterback always to look good. They want the quarterback to throw a touchdown.
We were talking earlier about bad calls against the Raiders.
Yeah.
You see Delaney Walker getting pulled down to the ground on the other side of the field of the Crabtree pass. We got robbed in that Super Bowl. So,
was that the one that somebody unplugged the lights and stuff?
Anyway.
And you think you got robbed? Somebody for the 49ers was paid to cut the cord somewhere.
This is going to be a conspiracy theory podcast.
I'm just saying.
Blackballing and cutting the cord.
That's right. There's all kind of stuff going on behind the scenes in all sports.